Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another installment of Explorations of Wrath. Tonight, we pick up after the group has had a couple of days of downtime, or they've waited for this mysterious figure to show up. What will happen with him tonight? Who knows? But let's find out. Alright. So we left off with the you guys going to bed on the second night.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the morning, you've had a long rest. What would you like to do?
One thing I forgot to do. First, waking up a bit early and using the last 2 hours of the long rest where you can be awake to transcribe one one spell from the Book of Misspells into my spell book. Because I've remembered I still have enough gold for exactly one.
Well,
And I'm broke.
you're gonna have to. Is how early are you going to be waking up?
Not much earlier, just after the long rest, so 6 hours of sleep required, and then spending the 2 hours as the 2 hours I need to transcribe a spell. If that would work.
Which spell? What level spell?
First level healing words.
Okay, roll me an intelligence save.
Alrighty.
While he's
20.
going through that, Birdsong is doing her normal wake up meditation workout.
Okay,
Nathan's still fast asleep.
okay. With a 21, it takes you about an hour to sit down, go through the spell little by little, and make sure that you understand it. It is just within range of the light activity. And then you can take the other hour to scribe it into your book.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, about 2 hours later. What are you guys doing?
Just a second.
Properly up. Whoops. Properly getting up and getting himself ready.
Yes.
I would like to also transcribe a couple spells from the Book of Misspells.
What spells?
Mislead is the first one.
What spell levels?
Mislead. Oh wait, never mind. I think Mislead's a 5th level. Let's do. Sword Bust. Uh, Thunderweave.
Good choice.
And yeah.
Okay.
Birdsong is trying very hard to meditate. The last couple days have been very uncentering and very unflattering for her and her enlightenment pathway. But she has the sending stone sitting in her lap that she's turning over and over and over in her hands.
Okay.
He's probably still muttering in his sleep.
Yes. So you want to transcribe 2 first level spells? Quincy?
Well, one cantrip and one first level. So
Okay.
sword bust would be the cantrip, and thunderweave would be the first.
Okay. It will take you about an hour and a half. You spent most of the previous day working and learning a bunch of these spells. All the ones that you're able to, that you believe you'll be able to cast. So, cantrips and first and second levels. And it takes you about an hour and a little over an hour and a half. You kind of start transcribing the cantrip into your book, and you kind of write out sword burst, and you look down and you think that's not right. You kind of scratch it out and start again, but it takes you an hour and a half, but you're able to get it done.
Hell yeah.
All while Eisen is sleeping on the floor.
Yup. And I'm thinking Eisen's gonna slightly move in his sleep and kind of like it's almost like he's in an argument in his dream and he flips someone off.
I'm going to go ahead
And you're
put that
familiar.
100 gold.
Yup.
Yes, as you all are sitting there writing your spells in, all of a sudden you just start hearing a hawk going nuts. Eisen, roll me a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, you were woken up extremely startled.
What the? Fucking hell! I mean, just going ahead and showing the bird again. And summon her. Sorry about that.
Don't slow. You should show better signals. Things that you don't do. Apparently, in your effing sleep.
Well,
Birdsong, give me a concentration check at advantage. Okay. You're able to keep your concentration on your meditation. Now go ahead, Eisen.
all good. I don't know. I think I was having bad dream memories.
Everything all right?
They will be.
As Eisen wakes up, Quincy and Serene finish scribing their scrolls. Birdsong, you finish your morning meditation. Kind of look out. The sun is up. It's not extremely early in the morning, but it's early enough that you can still see lots of long shadows. What would you like to do?
Eisen will dust himself off and get pack everything up, knowing it's the dawn of the day that we're supposed to meet someone. So it's potentially when we need to be going as well.
Gone to the final day. Are the refugees already gone-ish?
Most of them left yesterday.
If everyone else is still doing sleepy time stuff, I will go check on them. If we're all getting ready to, boot scoot a little bit, I'll stick with the group. But if we're all if we're doing homework, then I'm gonna go make sure everyone else is okay.
Just real quick homework, and then I'm gonna. Sorry.
Serene's waiting a short while on purpose.
Quincy is definitely going to do his dues and then get in the bath. Prestidigitation is nice and it's quick, but nothing beats the nice feeling of a warm bath.
Aizen's probably gonna go pulling out the orb of realm travel, going over to Serene. All right, so you got one, I've got one. What do you know about these things? Because I guess it's stuck to me or something.
Well, what would I know from having studied the books in my downtime?
Roll me an intelligence check. Because I don't think you have proficiency with realm travel yet. Even half.
Half proficiency. I
Then
think.
roll me a realm travel check.
Can I feel free to re-roll that if I want to expend the?
You can.
Oof. 14.
As you think about it, you remember your talk with Good Fortune and all the and everyone during your time when you were with the other group and
Yes.
Gazefall, but this is the first time you see an orb that doesn't want to leave its holder.
Oh.
It may have a special purpose, but
Other than my own.
yes, well, yours can be handed out, but it will come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
But this one doesn't seem that if anyone else tries to take it, it feels like it's impossible to get away from Aizen.
Well, Serene will relay that and that. But it's certainly curious. Well, it seems to have quite firmly attached or picked you. Whatever its precise function. If it is one of the white ones, though it does look grayish, we at least know where it will lead, but
Now, what was the white again?
scrolling? Well, I think Good Fortune mentions that it can travel to a specific realm with a random time, but that is if it is the white one,
All right.
and random time can be quite dangerous.
Yeah, to say the least.
That is also if our information turns out to be accurate. Seeing the source of most of the information on the orbs, well, being the good lady and the other being likely mostly Katrina. Well, especially if that actually was Katerina in the tower, we have a distinct dearth of reliable sources. Other than maybe the other group.
I wonder how their trials are going.
Well, not sure. All I know is that I'm going to avoid using my orb. Don't want to chance getting teleported in the middle of something they consider a challenge. Not yet.
So if we have to activate anything to get out away, it might be.
If we activate any, I think yours would be a better choice. Though I would be curious if I would be able to influence or assist you with the travel somehow, or, well, if Quincy would, seeing how the orb seems firmly attached to you.
By the way, sorry for trying to shoot you. I know I wasn't
It's.
in full control, but still, I just feel like it's need
It,
to be said.
it's alright. It's appreciated, and well, can't say that it's the first time.
Can't say if it'll be the last time.
Tried. Well, can't say it's the first one. Someone tried. I'm at least very happy that, well, it wasn't with any malicious intent.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. I actually kind of hate turncoats. Yeah, so
Quite understandable, I think. It's really no grudge, just sometimes, well, can be hard enough to trust people. Not that I have necessarily a prejudice against normal people, just sorry, sometimes it can. I think you understand that
yeah,
it
I
can be a bit difficult to trust.
oh yeah, emotions to his back. I understand completely.
Yeah. Well, if I'm I'm not sure I'm don't get me wrong, I trust you, just don't know if I am quite comfortable in sharing everything yet, but
I
if you ever
understand.
feel the need to, well, I doubt we'll be, well, going anywhere different from one another.
And that's true. Kind of bound in all this until, well, dealing with that five-headed dragon and nonsense.
Yeah, and, well, if we make it out of that. Sorry, didn't mean to bring the conversation to even a lower point.
It's all good. And
Quince.
Eisen's gonna make towards the door, and then last parting words is, well, if any one of us is probably gonna get out of there, it'd probably be you, and head out.
I'd hope. And then he leaves. I'd hope that as the door slams shut.
Yes. Birdsong, did you go over to check to see if anyone is still there? Did you walk in, the barkeep kind of looks at you, and it's a different guy than was here a couple days ago. Looks up and looks at you, goes, "Ah, what can I do for you, lassie?"
Have you ever had a moment where you're asked a question and suddenly the entire English language just flies out of your head and disappears out the window?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I, as he calls me Lassie, I'm just going to kind of wave and make a sound, just good morning. I'm going to keep looking for people. I mean, we put them up in a room or two, I want to say. Cry and Cry's traveling companion, Tasani, I think. They already left, but everyone else should have still been in a room. Can I zip by there and just see if everyone's getting breakfast?
Yeah. As you go over and you knock, there's no answer. You knock
As I
again.
knock, there's no answer. Does it sound like there's people inside? Like snoring, perhaps?
Roll me a perception check.
That's par for the course.
There doesn't sound like there's any snoring inside. The tavern's a little bit busy, so you're getting some background noise, but you can't hear any sound coming from inside the room.
I am just gonna have to get the observant feat here eventually because I just have to have a passive that's unbeatable because obviously I can't roll dice.
Or get the luck feat.
Like that's gonna help. Rolling more dice won't solve the problem.
You can fail more often.
I'm doing 1,000 calculations in my
Yep.
head every second. Are they correct? No, they're all wrong.
I'm doing 1,000 calculations in my head. Does that mean you're smarter? No. It means I'm stupid faster.
I'm stupid faster. Oh geez. Kind of going back to the barkeep and borrowing Serene's voice for just a second. With kind of a hand indicating myself and imaginary others. Everyone else?
He looks at you and goes, I'm sorry. I've only been here a couple of, since this morning. I haven't seen anyone check in or check out.
Thank you. The player is getting a bad feeling. Okay. Does anyone in the busy morning tavern look familiar or like?
There's a few familiar faces you've seen a couple days. Most of them look like townsfolk before they go out and start their day. One younger woman sitting with a older gentleman looks up as you're talking, and she kind of look around. She kind of stands up and walks towards you and looks at you and goes, "What's wrong?"
See, I lack the words to be able to look at this person and say, I was helping refugees escape the city, and now I can't find them. I lack the ability to say these words. So I'm going to kind of sign to him.
Her.
I'm going to sign to her that along those lines. But I guess the words that are going to come out of my beak will be something closer to the tune of traveling with others, protecting them.
She looks at you and she looks at you signing, and she looks and goes, do you know what room they were in?
Are rooms numbered?
They are not.
Nod yes then. Because it'd be really easy to just hold up like 3 fingers and go, yes, room 3. But if they're not numbered or anything like that, just nodding yes.
She stops and she looks over at the guy behind the bar and goes, Braun, let me get the room keys. He looks up and goes, yeah, sure, and kind of reaches out and hands her a set of keys. She looks at you and goes, okay, show me which room.
Kind of following along, and when the doors open, I'd like to peek my bird head in.
You get to the door and you show her which one it is. She kind of looks through the keys for a second and then grabs one and she knocks on the door. Is there anyone in here? Anyone awake? And she puts the keys in and she turns and you can hear the lock on the door click. And as she pushes it open, she tries to push it open. The door doesn't move right away.
Like jammed doesn't move?
Like there's something in front of the door.
Interesting.
Ominous.
Yeah, I'm getting all sorts of not good vibes from this. Does it looks like there's obviously something behind the door holding it closed, right? Like it's not just like a sticky door frame.
Yes.
Great. Awesome. I'm gonna try to help push it open.
Okay. Roll me a strength check.
Because I'm really good at those, guys. I'm exceptionally good at those.
Even with the two of you pushing on the door, you can't seem to get the door to move. She stops, she looks at you, and she yells down. You hear her yell down the hall. Braun! Door's jammed. Need it opened.
Can I do something silly and monk and try to, like, break the door next to the hinge or something? Something that isn't a strength-based roll?
You can, but if you break the door, you gotta buy a new one.
Well, money really isn't an object for me. Not because I have lots of it, but because I have no concept of it. Realistically, 73 gold, that's enough, right? I'm going to try to break a door.
Okay.
My little 5 foot, a handful of inches berm. Let's break a door down.
Alright, roll me an unarmed attack.
Alrighty. Skadoosh.
Roll the damage.
Kick.
As you reach out and you just kind of standing, kicking the door, you hear it crack a bit. And the woman trying to open the door kind of jumps back out of reflex and goes, wait. Wait for Braun to get here. He can push open pretty much any door. Please. These doors are not the best, but they're not cheap to repair or replace.
That is mahogany.
Exactly.
No, I just pictured a really nice crunch.
I guess I'm waiting, but like feathers are coming up in aggravated bird posture.
Couple seconds, not even during the entire time you're reaching out and kicking the door, you can hear grumbling coming from down the hall. Mumbling under their breath. What kind of idiot blocks the door? It's a fire hazard.
Braun better be a 350 heavyweight champion.
Braun is an older gentleman, salt and pepper hair, and he looks pretty ripped overall. He looks at the door and goes, "This one's stuck." Kind of looks and rears back and kind of slams his shoulder into the door. Okay. And with a 22, you hear this loud shove of what sounds like wood on stone and then falling and wood breaking as the door flies open. And you can now clearly hear Braun cursing under his breath.
Good.
Damn, gotta get the cabinets repaired in the... But then he just stops. Roll me an investigation or a perception check.
I'm better
Oh,
at perceptions.
no.
But that's about par for the course.
She...
Ignore this for just a second.
There goes all your saves.
There goes all of your good rolls. Oh my god.
Yep,
Okay.
all of them for the month.
Decent.
Stay away from
Abysmal.
religion.
Decent. Acceptable. Decent.
What's your passive perception?
15.
Okay. Then you'll see it.
Ignore all that.
You'll see it, and as you look in, and this woman, she kind of... You can see it just out of the corner of your eye. She goes pure white and screams at the top of her lungs. I need Serene, Quincy, and Eisen to roll me perception checks.
Okay.
Sure, do passives count?
I rolled my passive, so.
Quincy is too
I
focused
got
on
a
his back.
14 only.
What's your passive, Serene?
17.
You will hear it. Quincy, what's your passive?
It's 13.
Okay, yeah, you and Eisen won't hear it. Quincy's too busy taking a bath and...
Scrub-a-dub-dub.
He'll be in the room, and I'll be standing outside the room, stretching, and just like absent-minded. Oh my god!
But Serene, you hear it. You hear a scream off in the distance.
Ah, what lovely. What is it now?
Birdsong, as you look in, you see what looks like the corpses of 5 people.
Distressed bird alarm noises, first off. And I'm assuming the 5 people are likely the ones that we had rescued.
Yes.
Who was the lady that screamed?
The lady who was helping you. The barmaid.
I'm going to kind of put my arm in front of her and kind of push her out of the room.
Okay. Braun takes one look in the room and straight just starts swearing and... let me double check.
I want to keep everyone from out of this room. I don't want people going in.
Language is Birdsong knows. In a language that you do not understand.
It's okay. I don't know a lot of languages.
But as he does, he starts He looks at you and goes, "Don't let anyone in." And he walks, and he takes off, kind of awkwardly running towards the entrance.
I'm gonna borrow his voice for a second and turn to the barmaid. I want to like grab her by the shoulders and make her look at me. Don't let anyone in. And then I'm booking it for my friends.
See, Serene heard, but he wouldn't necessarily know or care. He'd look out the window or out the door to see if anything happened, then just go back in, knock on the bathroom door. Quincy, hurry up. There's a chance that there might be something happening. There was someone screaming in the distance.
Be out in a second.
Yeah, hurry up.
Eisen's just outside.
Damn your cuticles, man! We've got a murder to solve!
Eisen's just outside of the room and just kind of doing some basic workout stretches and such, just trying to get ready for the day.
Serene just slapped himself with mage armor quickly as when he was out the door looking what was up. Eyes in just a second. Sounds like there's something going on. Sorry,
Yeah.
I could have used a couple of hours of sleep more. Slaps Eisen with the mage armor. Well, just literally tapping him on the back and casting mage armor, then just turning around, placing their hand on his own chest, casting it from the armband of defense before going back in.
As you finish yelling in at Quincy what you were saying, Eisen, you see Birdsong in full sprint come running from the bar.
I'm just imagining just hearing my little bird talons go scream as I come to a pause and just immediately I'm just like waving to follow.
Eisen's like, all right, guess we're needed. And he goes over, like, all right, calm down. What in the hell is going on?
Oh my gosh, playing this character is so hard. I lack the ability to say that there's several dead people in a room. I lack the words for this.
So, Birdsong just goes, I see dead people.
Birdsong, you look like you've seen a ghost.
What is it, Timmy? What is it? No, what is it, darling? Did Timmy fall down a well? Oh.
Oh my god.
As
Serene,
Ivan comes up, I'm going to just like... You know how a lot of shirts have the collar that's split so you can have buttons to tighten or loosen the collar?
yeah.
I'm putting my hand right in that and I'm dragging his ass down the hall.
You don't have to force me to follow you.
Quincy is now dressed.
Then
He's peeking
run.
out of the bathroom.
Perish.
Come on, there's something going on.
Okay.
My echo.
Just a second, and chest on your hand on your chest, and cast mage armor.
Feeling the heartbeat.
Feeling the heartbeat.
Pardon my echo in front of us as Birdsong's trying to drag me and teleporting with it so that I'm ahead of Birdsong for just a little bit. That way she's no longer grabbing a hold of me and heading in the direction that she obviously probably sprints past with her increased speed.
Wait, so I'm dragging Eisen behind me. He shadow steps ahead of me. So now I'm holding a mist form, and then so now he's ahead of me. Great. I'm just gonna basically grab him by the waist and keep pushing.
Hey, Serene and Quincy, as you open the door to your room, you can see as Eisen kind of jumps in front of Birdsong, and just see Birdsong just wrap her wings around him and just keep pushing.
In your
We
head,
gotta go
you'll
fast,
hear,
Tails. Come on, Tails. We gotta go fast.
No, the two of us are technically the ones with tails. In your head, Birdsong, you'll hear, calm down. What's going on? Eh, Is there any danger?
Can I send images?
You can.
I'm just imagining this like an email. Dear Serene Reflections, please see attached. Picture of a hotel room with 5 dead bodies.
Okay, yeah, we better go, well, at least, if I'm getting it right, no immediate danger, but apparently well, more than just a few dead people. Come on.
I'm coming.
Taking this a lot better than most people would, finding out that their hotel has dead people a few rooms over.
To be fair, 3 days ago we were in a town with a couple of thousand of dead people.
That is
Yeah,
true.
And we
when I go to
slept
the
like
Hilton
50
4
meters
doors
from
down, there
them.
isn't generally a murder.
Yeah, but we just slept like 50 meters from a couple of thousand dead people, so 2 days later, finding out that 5 more people died has less of an impact than it would have had a couple of days ago.
Well, my heart hasn't hardened. Yeah,
What do
I'm
you
pulling
mean?
that card.
As if Serene's heart was ever soft.
I'm small.
He's improving from what he used to be. Come on, guys. Let's move it.
Okay.
Rocking Quincy.
As you all get back to the room, the woman is still standing there, and she's really looking. As you get close, she kind of looks and goes, "Okay, you're back," and she kind of runs off.
Thank you.
Oh dear.
Like, it is not my job to deal with dead bodies. Goodbye.
Not our job either.
Do you,
It technically
Birdsong,
is.
do you know that person?
Our job is more making them, not dealing with them after.
Fleeing the crime scene awful fast. Do you know that person?
Shaking head no. I don't, right, Saya? I don't know this person. This is just a person that works here that I haven't really spent a lot of time with, right?
Yeah, she is a barmaid here. She was here when you got here, and she looks very similar to one of the barmaids when you stayed the night the first time.
I'm starting to get a small idea of things that may or may not have happened, but I really hope I'm wrong.
Or
I'm
did
probably right then. I don't know if Serene and Quincy have arrived just as of yet, but I'm certainly pushing Eisen in, and I want to start looking around trying to find clues. If Eisen, if you're going to investigate, I'm more than happy to give you advantage, because I think yours is higher than mine.
My investigation is +0.
Oh, hey, ditto.
Maybe wait for the wizards.
Hey, we can go ahead and start looking before the wizards get here.
Yeah, I kind of want to. I'm not waiting. I want to start looking for things.
Exactly. I'm gonna check. So, you giving me help?
Yeah, I'll give you help.
16.
Okay. As you kind of look over, that's about the time when Serene and Quincy finally get caught up.
Also, I'm very glad that Serene and Quincy weren't around when Serene was saying, we create dead bodies. I would have offense with that.
Serene wouldn't say that. That was meta talk.
Yeah, that was completely out of character.
Serene doesn't enjoy killing or anything like that.
But with your 16, as you two kind of look over the room to see if you could
Oh, interesting. Sorry.
is
I was
if
impatient to say something.
you could find anything. You don't really see a whole lot. You see 5 dead bodies. 2 are on a bed, and the other 3 are on the floor.
Okay, there's only 2 beds in here, or
There was 4 bed. There's 3 beds in here.
okay, any kind of signs of like distress or anything like that from especially the bodies that are off of the beds.
And it looks like they were sleeping in bedrolls on the floor. You can see you can see a couple of pools of blood, but you can't tell how long they've been here.
Okay, so the blood is not dried up or anything like that, or
It's a little dry, but like I said, it's hard for you to tell exactly when this happened.
okay, I'm gonna definitely start checking the bodies for any kind of like stab wounds or anything like that.
I would actually, I'd kind of like to do that as well. Like you
Yeah.
mentioned blood, so there's some sort of wound. But if I may, can I roll a medicine?
Yes, you can.
Eisen or somebody would like to
Yes,
give
I
me
will.
advantage.
I will help you with that.
Yay!
An 18, as you kind of look over the bodies, you find that each one of them has had their throat slit. And you can tell was a very precise cut. It looks like it was made by somebody who knew exactly what they were doing.
Does it kind of based on how you've been building the sentences? I'm assuming that the idea is individual with a knife as opposed to like a claw or bite marks or something like
And
that.
clean cut, or is it?
It is a very they are all very clean cuts. Serene, Quincy, what would you like to do?
Um,
Uh,
come on, let's see what we can find. Just Serene would like to try to make his way in, being careful not to step on anybody or anything, or to disturb anything, and start searching around the room, both under beds, just basically for any clue, any objects that he thinks might be associated with the acts, and well, anything else of note that might tell us something about why something happened. Going through clothes,
I am
just
definitely
pockets,
assisting with this.
investigating everything.
Okay,
Mhm.
Quincy, roll me an investigation check at advantage.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Serene.
I was gonna say, sir, I'm assisting.
23.
23. With a 23, again, you notice that the bodies. You notice everything that Birdsong has seen. But you also notice that these are fresh. From the looks of it, they look like they're maybe a day old. And as you kind of look under one of the beds, a small glimmer catches off the morning sun. As you see something that looks like it's maybe 5 inches long under the bed.
This was both relaying that in his estimation, this was reason that there's something under the bed. I don't think we should necessarily touch it directly if we.
Okay, then Eisen's gonna go over and how. I know none of us are good with lifting, but can
Um,
teamwork to lift the bed?
Well, we can. I just didn't want to disturb before we had a better look at things. Just if it is the murder weapon, you know, might as
Alright,
well avoid being caught holding it.
that's true, but we were led here after the bodies were already dead. We have plenty of witnesses with both.
How often have you known people to be irrational about things?
That's true. All right, I understand that completely. And Eisen's gonna go ahead and you know what? They're dead. They can't use it. Eisen's gonna go ahead and collect their blood in his vials, just as a like. All right, I know I can cast with blood. Maybe I can use their blood.
Eisen, as you're kneeling down and trying to scrape in a little bit of blood, you can all hear what sounds like 3 sets of footsteps coming down the hall.
Serene gets up and moves towards the door.
And as you do, this older man comes and steps up to the door, and right behind him you can see 2 guards in full armor.
Perfect.
They look at you and go, "Halt!
So
What are you doing here?"
we are looking for what happened to our companions. As well, the man should have told you.
He looks and goes, the only one I recognize is the little lassie over there, and he kind of points at Birdsong. I don't know who the rest of you 3 are.
Well,
Ignoring him for the
yes.
moment, still looking at wounds.
Well, yes.
Brought up
We
here.
were traveling companions as well. We were the ones who helped them for the room. We were traveling alongside them. Birdsong over there alerted us that, well, what had befallen them.
2 guards look at you and go, "You've done enough. The guard is here now. We'll take over. Now, go,
Well,
so we can do our job."
alrighty. If I may help you do your job, I've just had a quick look around the room. It seems like there's something long, glinting metallic under the bed. Sorry, that's just me stumbling my word. Something long, glinting metallic under the bed. Might be the knife or something. I haven't quite reached it yet.
Well, you're free for now, but stay in town. We may have more questions for you all.
Fair enough. I'm walking out.
So can I rewind time just ever so slightly?
Go ahead. What do you?
I see the knife that Serene is mentioning?
You did not.
When he mentions it, can I kind of
Yeah.
figure my way towards it?
Yeah. What would you like to do?
Does it look like it has blood on it?
It does.
Would it be within reach?
It is not.
What would I have to do to get within reach of it?
You'd have to get down and lay on your stomach and get up underneath the bed to reach underneath.
So it's quite some distance.
Yes.
Was I able to fill up any vial with blood?
Yes. Anything else, Birdsong, while we have time rewound?
I want a sleight of hand the dagger away so I can try to use it to track who owned it, but if it's too far away, I don't think I'll be able to manage that. Well, I guess, Saya, you tell me, is it sleight of handable?
It is not. If you get down and reach underneath, you can grab it, but
It's a really noticeable action, I'm guessing.
yes.
Do we have any capabilities to track people by it?
Well, I wouldn't know that, first off. Like,
True.
Birdsong straight up would have no idea. The way Birdsong is looking at this is, I have 2 people that know magic in the party, and magic solves problems. This is a problem.
It's nice that she thinks so highly of us.
I mean, she puts your lives above her own, so... Shit. Is there something small, like a token or a brooch or
Nothing
a
that
necklace,
you've seen.
a wristband?
Nothing that you've seen with your you and Eisen's investigation.
Damn, you're not gonna let me take anything to remind me of this, are you? Just want to make sure I have a good image of this in my mind, then.
Okay.
And I'm covered in bloodstains at this point.
Yes.
Because I'm doing the whole nurse practitioner thing where I can wash clothes later.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, Eisen, the guard, as you're leaving, the guard stops you and goes, "Hand him over."
Hand over the vials of blood?
Yes.
Right. Here you go. Figured I'd take test samples if you do anything with them.
Do you hand them all over?
As tempting as it is to hold on to one, I'm not about to incriminate myself in front of a guard. No, I hand them all over.
Do I believe that he hands them all over? Because I will totally pickpocket a party member to hand over all of them. I'm being a jerk.
I'm not trying to be deceptive.
I know, but you're taking blood from the fallen, and that's...
Hey,
It rubs me the wrong way.
it may as well make use of them so they can strike out against whatever killed them.
As you hand over all of the vials of blood you got, guard looks at you and goes, "If that's not all of them, hand them over now, or there may be consequences later."
You can search me all you want, sir, but I don't have any of them left.
And she goes, "Okay, now go. And again, don't leave town. We may need to question you later."
Heard you the first time. Good luck.
As you're walking out, you see a
I'd like to hold a hand out to him as I go by and tap my chest and go, "Birdsong," and then indicate him. Because I want his name.
Jin goes, "Okay, so you're Birdsong. Good. Now go."
I believe what my friend here is trying to say is, what's your name?
My name is
copy
not.
that.
My name is not important.
Nice
Now-
to meet you, Nada. And then goes out and walks off.
Watch your mouth.
You said that was your name, right?
I could have you all 4 thrown in jail for murder right now.
Come
I
on.
have a phrase
Let's
for this.
go.
No, it's probably not a good idea to say this phrase.
Uh, and in your heads, one by one, you'll hear, well, good to know that they really care about figuring out who actually kills people. Bunch of, and then swear word in Infernal, all in your guys' head.
Saya, can I mimic a sound I've only heard mentally?
No.
Oh no.
No. But as you're walking out, a slightly older woman is walking in. She looks at you and goes, "Ah, you're covered in blood. Please, get yourselves cleaned up."
Well, yes.
Now I must go do my job and perform their rites. She kind of walks off. You can see her kind of go down the hall and into the room, and you can hear as she starts uttering a prayer.
Well. Birdsong, just a second. If you could. And then reaching out his hand and prestidigitating the blood away if Birdsong does not resist.
I don't. I just don't care about. I was trained as a medical professional. I just don't care about blood everywhere.
Yeah, Serene just stops you before you walk downstairs, covered in blood.
I'm okay with blood. Probably not that great about poo.
So
Hey,
no delivering of people. No delivery room then.
Every medical person I know has just like that one thing that really gets to them. My mother's is broken fingers.
Oof.
Just doesn't like looking at them. Weirds her out.
As you were coming out of the tavern after kind of cleaning after Serene kind of cleans up Birdsong, you're heading back to your room.
I'd like to cycle out, and did the room border the outside of the tavern? Like,
It did, but on the second floor.
okay, Ryzen's gonna try to go around and check out on that side, see if there's any oddity about that second floor section.
Roll me an investigation or a perception check.
I'd like to follow Eisen, but Eisen, do you want to give me bonus on perception, or do you want to take a bonus on investigation?
I'll give you bonus on Birdsong. Is there anything different that you can tell about that area right up there where the room was?
Passive is 15.
As you kind of look around and look up to where you can almost guess the room is, and you can see that the window seal on the outside's a little cracked, and as you follow it down and you get to the ground, you can see that in the ground there's two shoe prints in the ground that's deeper than what should normally be there for somebody just walking around.
We found our first clue.
When you say footprints, do you mean like a line of footprints that shows someone walking that are deeper? That would imply
It
a very heavy or dense individual, or like heavy footprints, like someone jumped out of the window and landed?
says somebody jumped out the window and landed.
Kind of pointing and indicating at them.
Is Serene or Quincy, have you guys followed us, or?
I have a question that's going to piss me off if the answer is what I really hope it's not.
Hmm.
Does it look like a boot, or does it look like bird claws, like bird talons?
It looks like a boot.
Now, here's the question that Birdsong might not know, but this is me really hoping the answer isn't what I hope it is. Do they look like the size of boots of Tasani? Would I know that? Would I be able to make that inference?
Serene would have followed in the general direction, but would be standing like a few meters, as a couple of feet off, just glancing over the situation and also looking out for guards getting upset again at anybody looking to actually find something out.
Serene, there's. What do you make of these big boot prints?
Okay, what does the shape look like? Shape of the heel, any pattern to them? Patterns would still be relatively unique because, well, hand manufacturing, or well, handmade. Do they look like female boots? What size?
Roll me a history check.
Alrighty. Only a 13.
The only thing you can really get from them is they're not shaped in the average way. They don't look like either male or female boots.
That's curious.
Very nondescript.
Well, yes. Uh, Either someone likes to wear nondescript or unisex footwear, or well, not well adapted footwear, or the
This was premeditated.
I would have thought so. Uh, Not premeditated enough to dispose of the knife in a different way, unless it
Also,
was on
yeah.
purpose.
Also, you're assuming the woman's name is Tasani, and it's not.
Mm.
Well, she introduced herself.
Not as Tasani.
Yeah, because we had to ask how to spell it. Cry told us.
I'll have to look at the session recap after this. Or I can just look real quick.
Cry had to spell it out in sign, so then Birdsong was able to piece together the actual name.
It's good to know. We should keep in mind what we saw, but I think we should move on if there's nothing else nearby. I don't feel like provoking these sorts of eminently reasonable guards. Would be again.
Who would want to kill a bunch of refugees?
Well, lots of things going on. Do we see any other clue in the immediate surrounding area?
Roll me an investigation or perception.
Sure.
I'm happy to give you an investigation bonus, because I think your investigation is higher than my perception.
If Sai okays it, I have a +7 with a 20 pass. With or without advantage.
You can, if Birdsong wants to help you, it would have to be Quincy that helps you.
Ooh.
Quincy, do help.
Quincy, please help. Baby, come back.
Help is given.
With a 27, as you look around, you look and you know it's been dry for the past couple of days, at least while you've been in town. But on the ground, there's a couple of what looks like drops, like it rained in just a couple of spots.
Well, that's certainly is curious. Bit of moisture here. Just like somebody, well, like it was raining in just a few spots. I'm not sure what it can mean yet, but every clue helps.
Does it leave like a trail, a path?
Leads for like a couple of steps and then it just disappears.
Mm.
Curious. But I think we shouldn't be too obvious about this. We should, at least for now, I think at a slight bit of distance.
I can see the wisdom in that. Just don't like leaving it sitting the way it is.
I know. But at this point, we've got to look at the facts. It's been over a day. We can find some small clues, perhaps a rough direction, but they have a day head start. If we don't find clues to track them directly, we're sort of out of luck, and I don't think we should push our luck with. Mentally, you'll hear one after the other, just like ping everybody. These sort of infernal swear word guards.
And I'm gonna try to remember that word. That way I can say at least something in Infernal.
Well,
Okay.
not a bad place to start learning. Plus, we have a meeting to keep. I wouldn't want to stand her up.
Where did you want us to meet her again?
She said she was going to meet you here.
Yeah.
Did she mention any part of the town specifically, like the inn or anything like that?
She did not. She said she would meet you in town.
All right. Well, we gotta stay in town anyways for these wonderful guards.
Yes. Well, all right then. I think, well, actually, I don't know what to think.
As you kind of finish your loop around, you start walking back to your room. The same woman who went in is coming out, and she looks up and she kind of sticks like the single hand up to give a wave and nods and looks at you. Kind of short steps over to you. It's always sad when you lose friends and family. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Thank you, but I don't think so. Kind of you to offer.
Of course, of course. I'm staying here for a few days, so if you need to talk, just ask one of the guards and they can come and get me. My name is Lucretia.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Serene.
It's nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Lucretia. Listen, if only we would meet in different circumstances. I bet you're always dragged into some pretty terrible ones.
It is okay. It is expected of a cleric of the Holy Fire.
Well, apologies, but I think we would benefit from some contemplation time.
Yes, thank you. And she kind of nods and kind of starts walking off and towards the guard tower.
Okay, then Serene will move towards our rooms.
Okay. You get to your room and kind of decompress for a bit. How long would you like to rest and try to think of what's been going on?
Well, not that long, but it doesn't hurt to have some privacy.
Okay. You sit there and you kind of talk amongst yourself and relax for about an hour. You hear a knock on the door.
During that hour, I'm taking a bath.
Okay.
If there's any time that Eisen or somebody else is out of the room as well, but probably not.
Eisen's probably still kind of running through it in his mind, trying to piece things together, trying to use what information what skills he did develop as a bounty hunter to try to piece together some kind of motivation.
Okay. But yes, after about an hour, you hear this knock on your door, and it's not a normal knock. It's almost as if somebody's pounding on the door.
Who is it?
So the guards
Can we
open
help?
up.
Sure. Birdsong, come on. If she's not done by this point.
How long does Birdsong's bath last?
Not terribly long. Not a luxurious bather. I'm just enjoying the idea of Birdsong coming out of the bath, feathers floofed to all to hell.
So you're saying that she only took a bird bath?
Yes.
Hmm?
But
Look, do not go in there. There's water everywhere, and I apologize.
so who's going to open the door?
Eisen will.
I took like a 20-minute bath. I'm back in clothes. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to figure out, like, who would slit 5 throats.
Yeah.
Serene just packed the rest of his stuff. Normally already very compact.
And Eisen's answering the door.
As you open the door, you're greeted with a slightly older gentleman. A little bit of gray showing, but he is wearing a very fancy set of armor. One that almost looks like it's more for ceremony than to actually do anything.
Evening.
Afternoon, yes. May I come in?
Certainly. Come right on in. And opening the door and holding it open for him.
Eisen, roll me a perception check.
All right.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. As he comes in, he looks around and looks and he goes, well, first things first. I'm sorry for the way my guards treated you. They have been reprimanded. And second, it's been determined that none of you are the culprit.
Thank you. That's good to hear. And well,
I'm gonna pop in with a, my name is not important.
it's been a stressful day, I think, for everyone in the couple of days for everyone in the region.
Yes,
With
that.
few exceptions.
Yes, that. Whatever it was that happened in Dragonlock. But I have a question, and since you were looking around the room, I figured maybe one of you might know.
All right, what's up?
He reaches into his bag, and he pulls out this long, thin dagger. It's maybe an inch and a half wide, razor thin. It's got a slight curve to the blade, and he looks at you and goes, we found this under the bed. And if it hadn't been for you saying something, my men would have missed this. Luckily, between you and that cleric, we were able to find it. Would any of you happen to know what this is? Or where it's from?
Would I recognize it?
Everybody can roll a history check.
Not my
Yeah,
best.
18.
Eisen always with his intelligence checks, be it Arcana, history, rolling, out.
Now look,
wizards.
I may not be an educated man, but I ain't no idiot.
Strangely enough, Eisen, you recognize it.
Afraid I don't. Prodigy.
What do I recognize it as?
You recognize it as
A knife.
as a dagger that one of your partners during your travels as a bounty hunter had. It looks very similar to theirs.
Do I remember where they were from or anything about them?
You were only with them for one mission, but it was always weird that they always seemed to know exactly how to cut with it. Exact, precise cuts.
I definitely have seen something like that before.
And you knew he came from somewhere south, but
He's the culprit. Get him.
but you don't remember where. You can't remember if he said where he was from or not.
Alright, so there was this one guy that I used to take bounties with that used to use that kind of weapon. Didn't really know him for very long, so I can't really say I know much about it or where he was from. All I know is he came from, I think, south.
Thank you. But you are all free. All charges have been dropped against you. He kind of puts it back into his bag. I'll have to have the dwarves look at this next time they're in town.
By the way, while you're already investigating things that we found, you might want to check outside by the underneath the window of the building. Pretty sure the culprit jumped out.
Mm.
There was also, I'm not sure what caused it, but curious. It's been pretty dry the last few days, but there were distinct wet spots around where he jumped down and for a few steps before just stopping abruptly. As if it had been localized rain, or he exuded some sort of water. Not sure what it means though.
Yeah,
Apologies.
I'm not either. I seen it when I looked out the window to see, because it's only a one. It's
Ah,
only about 10 feet drop. It hurt, but most people can make the jump.
true enough.
But I appreciate your cooperation with the guards. And again, I'm sorry you had to deal with their attitude.
First time I've had to deal with attitude from people in power, and probably won't be the last, but I appreciate the apology nonetheless.
Uh, Understood. If you need anything else while you're in town, just come to the guard post and we may be able to help you. That he kind of gives a short bow and turns and walks out.
Well, at least we don't have added trouble. Did you know not that a bounty hunter friend of yours? Well, to be honest, we don't even know if it would be south in this world as well. So
Naturally.
never mind.
Yeah, well.
Doesn't even warrant asking.
Hmm. Doesn't more asking. You got something?
Uh, no, just talking you through it. Sometimes that helps remember things, but I doubt that this world we could rely on that being still true over here.
You never know. There's some overlaps. I mean, all the cities are generally in the same place, so
Uh, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but where we came from, no.
Yeah, you are in a completely
Yeah,
different realm. The
we've
map
had
is not the same.
the first one was very different. The second one was from there. The second one was only roughly similar to the first, and after that, it's been radically different maps. It would still have some equivalent if it's exactly the same in culture, but even harder to place.
well, I may have sent them on a wild goose chase with a hint that doesn't exist in this realm, but can't change the past.
Well,
That's just what the
well,
true killer would do, planting a
he's
false
just spread.
trail. I run to you, miss.
Hey, I don't use daggers. I use arrows.
It's a
I wouldn't have
little.
killed him this way if I had killed him this way. Describes how he would have
Yep.
killed.
It
I
is.
totally didn't do it. A book by O.J. Simpson.
It is getting to be about lunchtime, though, and none of you bothered to eat breakfast.
Yes, difference being I didn't do it. Uh, yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry. Sorry.
I'm surprised you're not starving over there, Quincy. All right.
Leave him. He still needs a bit of his beauty sleep. letting sleeping dogs lie and all.
But Birdsong is hungry as well, but she's also hungry. Just
Is there any other place to eat other than the tavern that just had a bunch of murders in?
We still have.
but think of the increased tourist trade.
What the hell?
Okay.
What?
Welcome back, I
Welcome
guess.
back.
Good entrance.
Was that Quincy's stomach?
That was Quincy's stomach. That was heavy eating a sandwich.
Yes.
In
Oh, yeah.
town,
Deduct-
there is one other place to eat.
Yep, let's go somewhere not with dead bodies.
Generally, yeah, not a bad idea.
Okay.
You guys go on ahead. Just a second. Ooh, looking to
All right.
bird song.
Oh, all right. Come on, Birdsong. Let's figure out where this place is.
You're able to find it relatively quickly. It's just down the road from you.
Hello, testing.
Hey,
Well,
we can hear you.
You can
Sorry, I touched my Ethernet cord and it decided that instead of staying in the computer where it has been for several months, it was going to go about on walkabout. So apologize about that.
It's
all good.
Did I miss
Also-
anything of true import in the last 25 seconds?
No.
Now we just kind of walked off, leaving Serene, the power couple together.
Seems like Quincy has a different hunger.
Yeah. Didn't think of that again. I need to start thinking of that and giving you fewer opportunities.
You know that's not going to happen.
I won't remember it. It's yeah.
I went to middle school. I can make terrible jokes out of anything.
Also, you back, Cal?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Kind of, or should we postpone any?
No,
RP.
I'm here mostly. I just yeah.
Okay, then. Serena closes the door and keeps an arm on it, and you'll hear in your head, just we could talk like this when they're gone, but still, we didn't have the really. I couldn't find the moment to for this the last few days, but just what were you thinking in this city? First, you know, we've talked about this before. Don't go running off on your own. You get yourself in enough trouble. And really, what do you think would happen to the rest of us if you just gone up and left? Do you think, honestly, do you think we would have just left you behind?
Talking to me?
Quincy. Because
I've
these
been
are
here
the
this
one
entire
trying
time.
to
I wouldn't. I'm not trying to go anywhere. I've been with you guys this entire time.
Talking about back in the city when you decided to go null and try to be a distraction.
Oh, I did do that, didn't I?
Yeah, you tried to sacrifice yourself for the group.
I wasn't trying to sacrifice myself. I was trying
Well,
to
yes.
throw them off your trail.
Well, yes, but that's what happened, not how it'll always be portrayed.
That is true. Listen, I absolutely get it, but when it comes to Noel, I'd rather take a beating than have you all eaten.
And I'd rather not have you put yourself at risk like that. Sure, we take risks, we all do, but there's really no sense in yourself taking that sort of risk to buy us a few seconds. I'd rather not risk that happening to you because
That's fair.
from what I've seen, and that I mean absolutely no offense. With these types of gnolls, it's rarely just a beating. They would have killed you. You know that, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm sorry. Sorry to put you on the spot like this. It's just.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Alright. At least give us a bit more warning when you're trying of thinking. Oh, when you're thinking of doing something like that again.
Are Eisen and/or Birdsong watching this?
No.
No, we've gone off
I.
to the other food place.
Come on, you must be starving.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay. As you catch up, the place is right outside of town, but it's close enough that it's considered in town. May I put yourselves right here. Once
Oh,
it
I see.
once it loads for you. Okay.
Alright.
As you come in and you look around, it's a little busy. But it is right about lunchtime. Now this is a fairly nice place that and the a woman dressed in a very nice set of clothes comes over and looks at you and goes, "Ah, table for 4? Will any more be joining you today?"
Um,
Not sure, perhaps another. Would a table of 5 be the same? Oh, if it's all the same, but table of 5?
Ah, yes. Would you like a quiet table or one near the pits?
pits.
I. At the same moment, Serene says, quiet.
I'm hearing both.
I figure out what the pits are. Right. Yeah, I like quiet, but what are you talking about, Willis?
Well, this place not only has a bar and tavern and inn, but we also have a arena where we have particular fights, so to speak.
All right, and what? We'll get a quiet table, but I'm curious. What do people win anything for the fights, or?
Sometimes, sometimes you don't. If you can fight, and if you win, you could get your meal free, or you could, if you lose, you may have to pay for the other guy's meal.
Sounds like a gamble.
It is, but no
see.
magics, no weapons.
Then thank you. We'll take
No magic, you say? No,
No
weapons,
weapons,
you
you
say?
say.
No. weapons. Well, that takes me off the list. Putting my bow back. Nope, I'm good. Lead on.
And she will lead you over to a quiet table. I made this map a lot smaller than it should have been. Oh well.
Birdsong wants to do some shopabooey.
I mean, she's curious about the pits, and I don't know what a bird's facial expression for curiosity would be. Like, I know what a dog or a cat would do, I know what a horse would do, but I have no idea what a bird would do.
I'm
Head turn.
imagining just a slightly cocked head at an angle.
Yeah, kind of giving that crow stare where it's like the head
Yeah.
goes like 30 degrees off and then like looks out of the right eye, then the left eye, then the right eye.
Precisely.
So I'm curious, but I'm not going to put myself forward to that at the moment.
I will.
Hey, Quincy, how about we join with 0 damage?
Yeah, eyes in the whale. we can do 000.
Hey, it's not that bad. I have a +1 to hit.
The Wizard Noodle slap fights are Thursday evenings from 7 to 9.
Yeah, it takes that long for anyone to do any damage.
No, the wizard slap fights are Saturday afternoons. It's usually before the fighters and barbarians come in and start beating the living crap out of each other. But she leads you over and you sit down. She kind of hands you all a what looks like a small piece of parchment, nicely nailed to a thin piece of wood. Now, if you don't mind, what would you like to drink? We have a wide selection of wines and ales. We also have your non-alcoholic stuff, water, milk, tea.
Finest ale, please.
Ale.
I'll take a wine. Just whatever you recommend.
The odd one out, even fantasy games!
What
I'm
do you
borrow
mean?
her
even
voice
in
to immediately
fantasy
return
games?
tea.
Okay.
Oh, you have no idea how many times I've gone out with customers, so co-workers, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I'll have a beer." And it goes all the way around the table, and I just go, "Just Coke, please."
You have no idea how common that is over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I lived in Illinois, where drinking is the pastime.
She looks at you and goes, okay. Please, take a look at the menu and I'll be right back here in a minute with your drinks. They have a wide range of meats, vegetarian options.
Oh, hey, look, I can choose.
And everything from appetizers to specialized desserts. They do have a specialized drink menu of what looks like about 100 different drinks.
Huh.
Now this place is quite nice.
I'd like to have some sort of vegetarian option. I don't know precisely what would be on these menus, but based on how you're describing the rest of the menu, I'm imagining that I'm going to something to the tune of like Cheesecake Factory, and I'm going to have a mountain of lettuce in front of me.
Yes.
I'm
And
getting the Cobb
complimentary
salad.
breadsticks.
Yeah.
You know what I want?
I'm gonna order like Cobb salad, and they're gonna have a wheelbarrow pushed out to me.
Serene just orders a nice steak with a side of vegetables and extra piece of meat because he knows that Quincy, however much he orders, won't order enough.
Give me that mountainous spiced meat, man.
Okay.
Bloodiest meat you got.
Eisen.
Oh. Why did this? All right. Chicken.
Okay. She takes your order and gives you your drinks. And looks and goes, "It'll be out here in a few minutes. It'll take a little bit to cook everything." And now, is this all one gonna be together, or are you paying separately?
I'll hold up a finger, like the number 1.
She looks and goes, okay.
I have no concept of money. I have money, therefore I must get rid of it.
About 15 minutes later, she brings you all back your food. And Quincy, you asked for a meat mountain. You got a meat mountain. It's piled up maybe 4.5 inches of rare meat, of meat cooked very rare.
Well, my fingers are too sticky to grab my phone to play the heavy sound again, but you know exactly what's going on.
And
When
you
said
getting
rare meat, I thought for a second there it was going to be like ostrich and alligator and wildebeest.
no.
My favorite.
I'm just imagining Eisen getting a fully cooked chicken and just awkwardly sitting beside Birdsong eating a bird, is trying to not make eye.
Yes.
And
Do you
yes,
serve exotic bird meat here?
we do.
No.
We have owl.
Yeah, just wait until we go to the orc encampment and I ordered my human well done.
I mean, what of it? No.
And
Serene doesn't ask for bird meat.
And yes, you were correct about your salad. They bring you back a very large salad.
This is way more than I wanted. I am a small burb.
Looks like you're gonna have to eat some and take some home, and y'all have plenty of leftovers, and also plenty to work off some of it in the fights if you want it.
As you eat your meal,
We'll put it in the bag of colding. We'll keep it for later.
Don't tempt me. I already have several homemade homebrew items like that. Just get one of the refrigerators.
You take a
Icebox of
do
holding.
they have a do they have doggy bags that keep things warm or cold?
Excuse you? I'm sitting right here.
Yes, but you look like a human.
Yeah.
But as you finish up,
Look, he's just jerking your chain.
No. The only kind of jerking comes from
Pulling your tail.
As you finish up, she asks if you want another round of drinks.
Aye.
I'll be
Mhm.
fine.
And you did get a full kettle of water for your tea, Birdsong.
Yay. Oh, am I making my own tea?
They
Like,
bring
Is it water and then tea bags that they bring or something?
yeah, water, and they bring you tea leaves.
Woo! Yay. Unless anyone else wants tea, I have a kettle to myself.
We'll take some after he's done with his wine.
Mhm.
I would be more than happy to serve you.
Okay. As you finish all up with your other drinks and whatnot, she looks and she kind of brings out this small piece of parchment that's kind of rolled up, and she kind of sets it down in front of you, Birdsong. Just get a hold of me whenever you're ready.
Placing my salad slightly to the side and unroll. Well, is there anything on the outside of the parchment
There
roll?
is not.
Unrolling said parchment.
As you unroll it, you can see from the top it goes through, and it is a list of everything that everyone ordered, written very neatly, and it's been itemized for you. And at the bottom, you kind of are a little bit shocked at the price. 21 gold, 5 silver.
Well,
This is highway
That's a lot, but-
robbery.
That's
Well, I'm not showing you. None of you know this. I'm
Yeah.
not showing you the bill.
2,000 euros. And
100% off.
probably
I
most
thought that
of
we
it
were
is
meeting our
because it's
contact
me.
here, and the waitress was our contact when she handed me this rolled up note. I honestly thought I was being handed a secret message. I didn't realize I was being handed the bill.
Yep, you were being handed the bill. And as you
Yeah, I'm not showing anyone.
Yeah, as you look
I'm
over
not showing anyone.
as you look over it, 8 of the gold is just from Quincy's pile of meat.
Don't care.
Still incredibly expensive.
It's a fine dining establishment.
True.
It's effectively a Dave and Buster's.
No
I've
clue what
actually
that
never
is.
been to a Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's is a arcade bar and grill.
Except this one has punching.
Hmm.
Yes, that's the bar. That's the arcade. But she kind of looks over and nods at you whenever you're ready to pay, and you can pay her whenever.
You know what? I'm going to pay in total, but I don't want anyone to notice. I will roll sleight of hand if I have to. I have a sleight of hand proficiency, and I'm not afraid to use it.
This moment, Birdsong realized she has more gold than she expected.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand to see.
She realized she had more gold than she cared.
But remember, Eisen slipped back the 50 gold to her.
Yeah, I'm realizing I had more gold than I thought I did. But oh, they're looking at the wrong. Please be good. Drat.
Yeah, everyone can kind of as sneaky as Birdsong is. You can all see her kind of
That's on bar.
stuffing some a roll of coins up into it and calling the waitress over and handing it to her.
After the waitress is gone, someone will say, "That's nice, though. That was a lot of money. They should really advertise the prices first."
Was that copper or was it gold?
Nobody asked. The prices were on the menu.
Ah,
Does
well,
it's still in front of me?
No.
if it's not described, one usually doesn't assume that it's there.
Yeah, but Saya's DMing strategy is that we have to ask the questions.
Yep.
True. Then again, not all. Never mind.
I was ready for it to be expensive with all the descriptions.
Yes.
I'm finally playing a character that has no care about money. Like, I'm not trying to penny pinch at all, and honestly, it's pretty liberating.
Yeah, I'm playing a wizard here. I'm not
I know.
greedy. He just needs money. Always.
Well, then allow Birdsong to pay for all this small stuff as much as she wants.
He's not opposed.
Hoard your own damn money.
You're not a dragonborn. But as you finish up and you get up to leave, you see this this woman walk in, and you can all hear a bunch of people go, "Oh, huh?"
Well, at least for once, we're not the weirdest people around.
I
think we
look
better-
up and I've got a bit of meat hanging from the corner of my lip.
As you look up and you look over, you don't recognize her immediately, but then you catch, as you all look over, you catch 9 tails walking in.
I'm still looking over at Serene, and I'm like chopping together voices. We are the weirdest people around? Question mark.
Not in a bad way, Birdsong, but of course not. But well, look around.
We do kind of.
often
My
s-
small, hollow-boned feelings
Stand
are in
out.
pain.
It's not a bad thing to stand out, but it's obvious that we do in many places we go. Either way, I think we should just doing a hand wave motion, that not like signaling a waiter, but just hello over here and sitting back down.
She'll come up to you and look and go, "You're at a table that's kind of cramped. We should take this somewhere quiet."
No
Told him we're
position
quiet.
there.
That's yeah. We'll go somewhere quiet.
And she just kind of doesn't even wait for responses and walks over to the bar and starts talking with the bartender.
All right, to the bar we go. I won't argue.
I know that we're going to the bar. Eisen, I think she's asking for a quiet space. You'll hear in your head after you say that out loud. Come on, Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you get to there, Eisen, you can catch the very end. Yes, that room will be good enough. How much for a few hours? And you'll hear the guy behind the bar go.
Serene only needs 3 minutes.
You'll hear. It's 20 gold an hour. She looks and goes, bit outrageous, but whatever. And just drops 10 platinum on the table.
Excuse you?
Well,
Have I ever seen a platinum coin?
You have not.
Cool. So
We
I have no
have.
idea what just happened.
Oh wait, yeah, you have.
The ship captain paid us in platinum.
That's
Mhm.
right. Yeah, I purchased a whole bunch of tea with platinum. Never mind.
She looks at you all and goes, "Now, if you'll follow me to the back room," and she kind of leads you back through the door and into a small room.
This better be a infernal swear word palace for that price. Also, why do they have rooms for rent by the hour? That's usually.
Sorry, you probably don't want the answer to that question.
I think I can guess.
As you all file in, she kind of
Forbidden truths. Forbidden truths.
pushes the door closed and looks at you and goes, "Finally, we can talk in private. Sorry, I planned to be here this morning, but got held up."
Perfectly alright. We were, well, held up ourselves anyway.
Ran into this woman in a looked like a Eric Croker. She kind of looks at Birdsong. One looks like similar to you. The woman seemed to be in a hurry, but she tried to swipe my money.
She didn't have
That's
to.
rude.
Eisen's gonna go ahead and minor illusion the dagger. She didn't happen to have this kind of weapon on her, did she?
I didn't see her weapon, but her mouth did get to meet my weapon. I think I knocked out 2 or 3 teeth.
Ew. Birds with teeth.
Ew.
No, not the woman's not an Aarakocra.
Ah.
She was with an Aarakocra.
Oh.
Kinku?
A Kenku. Not Aarakocra, with a Kenku. That looks similar to Birdsong.
The companions unharmed, I hope.
You know what? This rug looks fascinating. I am going to just spend as much time as necessary to study the rug as deeply as it deserves to be studied. The craftsmanship in this is just astounding.
Roll a deception check.
But it is astounding. I'm not lying.
Yeah, that.
Do.
I think passive would be that.
Yeah, passive insight. Like that.
Everyone's passive insight apart from Serene.
Is something wrong, little one?
Seem to at least met each other. I'm not quite certain the whole connection, but they're both Kinku, so maybe blood relation. No clue.
Yeah, you don't
Or at
see
least
many
some.
Kenku around very often here. Now, tell me, what brings you to town? What brings you to
Well,
Drakenlock?
Oh,
Oh,
the town
Draken.
asked us to meet here. The Drakenlock. Well, curiosity.
Well, more than just curiosity. Yeah, as Eisen's just like, look, we just need to pull the cat out of the bag more often, pulling out the orb. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, for the love of, would you lead with something else?
Hmm.
Kind of dangerous, Eisen.
Yeah. I like to live dangerously. I hate trying to keep the secrets and everything.
And I like to live.
It's a nice little orb you got there.
Mm-hmm. Picked it up there.
Now,
We'll show you ours if you show us yours.
Mhm.
Hey, come on, I get to make a joke for once.
my,
And
my.
I'm appreciating.
My, you're a flirtatious one.
Let's see how that.
Not quite what I.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Now, the question that has been on my mind since I met you. The real question. Who sent you?
Well, there's a difference between who sent us and why we came. Yeah, many people tell you quite a lot of things. That doesn't mean that you're here on behalf of someone, but your own interest and convictions. But not to be too forward, I think you might have an inkling of who sent us.
Which one of them? Which one of them sent you specifically to Drakenlock?
Specifically in this direction.
Grand Archmagister, your mother.
Just
I don't
wouldn't
have the
say
words
that.
to say that. I can't say that. I just felt like we needed a little bit of shit talking. I'm sorry.
I
All
would
good.
like to. I would like to, as he does that, just because Serene, burned more than once with how Katrina and Lady Yuri turned out, just to assuage his own fears. Looking at her, pop surface level detect thoughts.
Oh boy. Yes.
It's what he would do.
Oh
He's
boy.
he's really unsure, and we haven't met a lot of people who ultimately turned out trustworthy. Namely, about the other group we don't know. Other than that, Zilch.
Please roll me an investigation, intelligence save.
Sure thing. 20.
Okay. You don't go partially insane, but
Yeah, trying to read what I the player know is not an entity from this plane's mind. Not a good idea, but Serene doesn't know that.
you can, as you kind of try to read this thoughts, you are just thoughts are just you're just bombarded with thoughts, with surface level thoughts, but you can't understand a word that they are,
Yep,
and it makes your head hurt.
yep. And he'll switch it off. It's the effect of, if any of you have ever been stuck in an airport in a country where you don't have the first clue of the language, just surrounded by 80 people shouting all around you in something in a language you don't understand. I imagine it like that.
LaGuardia, New York.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one because even though it's in the
Yeah,
U.S., it's
I was
not
more
very.
thinking back to Cairo, where you're just surrounded by a lot of people and around two voices in a language that you understand out of 300.
The closest equivalent I've got is closer down to the southern border, where you have a lot of the southwestern Navajo and the Spanish speaking community.
Yes, but yeah, it
Hmm.
is. It is
O'Hare
a
International, Chicago, Illinois.
yeah, it is in a language that you do not understand.
They all speak
Mhm.
English,
Yep.
but it's in the dialect of I'm an idiot.
Yeah, she looks at you and goes, "Please." And she kind of gives you this smile.
Well, can't fault me for trying.
If you wouldn't, please tell me.
Oh,
Well, if that works against players, he would anyways. He's just trying always to gather as much information beforehand
Yes.
as possible. Well, I'm pretty sure you know the answer. That in this case,
Yeah, cut off there.
damn it, can you hear me now?
Yes.
It was, well, apologies to the others for being forward for once. It was Katerina who pointed us here, though. To state even more information, it's not entirely sure whether all of her we met were always her and what, well, mental state she's in. Not that the information was entirely wrong that we were given.
Do any of you know Sylvan?
Nope. None of us do.
Let me check.
You've all listed your languages once before. You don't.
Yeah. Okay.
You have Abyssal, Common, Null, Infernal, and Loxodon. And rudimentary sign language.
Abyssal and Infernal are basically the same thing by Saya's rules.
Yes.
Mm.
You'll hear back in the language that, and then what you can only guess is her swearing. That woman.
I barely speak languages in general.
But Birdsong would be able to repeat that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm the 4-year-old that's running around and learning all the best words.
Well, not to be too forward again, but it does sound like you could enlighten us on a few things. And, well, if I may ask, on whose behalf you offer to help?
I don't offer to help anyone.
To talk.
I don't help any in particular entity. No. Shut up. You just loan me your powers. I don't help you.
Curious side eye.
there.
Oh, sorry. My patron works in mysterious ways.
Do we need to roll an insight check on this? Even
You
though
can.
I'm going to get a 2?
I was about to say that, and no, I'm not a cleric. I don't have.
Probably.
Man, I have nothing to ascertain that.
Hell yeah.
Serene, you can tell that she ain't trying to hide anything.
What does her inflection seem at the mention of her patron?
Annoyed that
Annoyance.
annoyance that she's trying to have this conversation with you and they keep interrupting her.
All right. Just like I'm doing to you.
It's all good. She looks at you and goes, if Katerina sent you here, that means she was trying to kill you.
Yeah, we'd gathered that much from.
Yeah, kind
Well,
of the wall of force trying to keep us inside the tower as the meteors came down. Yeah, that kind of gave us a good clue at that point.
and well, shifting us to the point.
She wall of forced you?
Well, she
Oh.
would have forced the library with everyone inside it. Everyone inside it. She, after some time, removed it just because, well, I'm not quite sure why.
She's only
Why
wall of force 2 groups that she sent there.
Yeah,
Oh,
like, is that a good or a bad sign?
two
Considering
groups.
she's only sent 2 groups there.
Ah,
Oh, well,
So then, you've heard of Lady Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
we have.
mhm.
Would you believe me if I told you that Katarina is working with Lady Yuri?
It wouldn't be the craziest notion, though please understand that I might want to withhold judgment in favor of anyone.
Am I allowed to roll another insight check?
Go
I
ahead.
don't want to just
Yeah.
spam it, but
Does the same one count, or do I have to re-roll?
You have to re-roll.
well, I'm getting better. Still
Here I
haven't
go
really
again.
rolled up a 10, but let's get better.
This whole thing.
Seems above board. Pretty sure.
Balance is
that was-
maintained.
Pretty sure that's a significant revelation.
Yeah, this Serene, as she says this, you are drawn deep into her words and you are starting to believe everything she is saying.
Well, about Lady Yuri and Katrina working together?
Yes.
Plausible. And yeah, I was just thinking about that. Seems plausible enough. To the schemers. Oh, not
What
that
about
much
me, right?
more untrustworthy. They already were.
She seems like she's actually telling the truth about Katarina and Lady Yuri.
100%.
Wow. All right.
As you can tell,
Well-
I have not rolled a deception roll.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'm starting to think that
So
we
she
might be
believes
over our head.
Quincy, we were the moment we first shifted.
Mm-hmm.
We're just trying not to drown. Honesty, I
So I take it
don't get to care
you
much about.
work with Lady Yuri and work with a different party.
I work for many parties. I work for the balance. I work for the destruction. I work for the protection. And I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. She kind of looks around and goes, I'm Lady Death, Ari Masani.
Well, also insight on that.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just felt like it.
She
Yeah,
hasn't been
par for the course.
lately, and she probably have no reason to. It's to the point that he's like, all right, open it up. And on as I
Green, why are
am.
you questioning the nice nine-tailed lady on her name? Fuck you.
Why might I think that the nice nine-tailed lady might be a bit strange and curious about who she actually is. Why might I be curious about that? She seems perfectly normal.
She looks and she can see the kind of looking at you like, what? Ah,
Well, no, on Quincy's part, it's pure curiosity.
On Serene's part, a curious glance as well, just appraising.
you're wondering about my name, aren't you?
A bit.
Well,
And
less
I
about
know.
the name, more about its significance.
I'm
Ah,
certainly not one to talk.
it's okay. She kind of holds her hand out, and you can start to see as what looks like at first a quarterstaff starts to appear, then more into the shape of a halberd, and then it finally, she kind of grips it as a scythe. Is she's holding a scythe up.
Drake.
Now, do you understand where I got my name?
Mm.
Yes.
And she kind of snaps her finger and it disappears.
I'm surprised you didn't break more than just a few teeth with that woman then.
I have many weapons at my disposal. That woman was surprisingly resilient. But, on to the meat.
Me?
I knew it.
Wrong kind of meat, young one.
Kind of reaching over to Quincy and like squeezing the lower arm.
I know you have questions. What kind of... What do you want to ask? What do you want to know?
Well,
What the hell did we get ourselves out of this mess?
I was, well, more. I would more be interested in the nature of this mess. We have acquired some books, some supposed knowledge, some supposed attributes of the elements we're playing with, but it is perhaps understandable that as Lady Yuri and Katerina directed us in that direction, my trust in them is not the greatest. My trust in the veracity of that information is not the greatest. If there is any information you'd be willing to share on the nature and functions of, well,
The nature of this is a game to them. But to you and to everyone else, it's more than a game. It's a matter of life and death, destruction and sustained peace. The orbs that you have, that you collect, brought together will, yes, they will open something and release something. Ender of Worlds, Tiamat, names all given to this creature. Now, think of it as this. Given the chance to obtain all the orbs, be it by just one group or multiple groups working together and coming together to bring them all together, fighting for their lives. The orbs have a secondary purpose that you probably weren't told. The orbs, when brought all together, supposedly reveal the location of an artifact that if collected by the wrong person can lead to massive destruction. It's said that it gives the holder the access to one wish.
Alright, so all of it's brought together, releases this five-headed dragon bullshit, and also has the location for some kind of artifact that any wish can be granted.
Yes. The last time they were all brought together is when the realms split. It used to just be a few realms. The material realm, realm for all demons, for all angels.
Was this an attempt to combat this?
No. It was done to make it harder to find all the orbs.
So just up the stakes in the game.
Yes. Imagine. Think about it. If you only had to travel to 3 different places to find orbs, how easy would it be? But
if I may be,
go ahead.
thank you and apologies. Honestly, it's mostly because I have a second lag roughly right now. Apologies. I would be curious. We've been told conflicting things. How many orbs are there, and how many of them would need to be brought together?
And what all colors are there? I've obtained this one that seems more gray in nature than we've been told there's white, but this one seems gray.
Dark white.
In total, there are 57 orbs. Though 13 of them, if you think about it, there's the orb that the 13 create. Then the 13 each have branching off of them.
I didn't quite understand that grammatically.
So there are 13 primary orbs, and then there are subcategory orbs branching off those 13?
Yes, there are 13 primary and 46 secondary orbs.
Math, 44.
13 and 40, yeah, and 44. I'm sorry. And then the orb that is created, which is not counted apparently. Look, I've been around for a while, but it's still legends to my people.
Well,
I made that joke in the beginning of the song, and it is becoming clear it is true.
Yes.
Whatever else, we appreciate the information. How would one distinguish the primary from secondary orbs?
The primary ones can be recharged. The secondary orbs, once they are used, they can't be used until they've had enough time to rebuild the charge back on their own. And it varies with them. Some are a day, some are months, some are years.
Thank you. That's quite good to know. And question to the DM. How
Yes.
much of that was in the book we were led to find by Katrina?
None of it.
Good.
From what you've read of the book, you were sent on a wild goose chase.
Yep. I mean, he'd assumed that as soon as Katrina time shifted them, but still, usually some bit of information still in there.
To borrow Eisen's voice, well, damn, that just ruffles my feathers.
Oh, hell.
I didn't know you had that in you, Birdsong. That's
I don't think Eisen said that. I don't think I can say that.
Be sure to say it around you sometime, Birdsong.
I'm just a soundboard. I'm just a soundboard with knives.
With knives and
a tape recorder with daggers taped to it.
I used to have one of those, minus the daggers.
I was about to say, why?
All of my friends had the Walkman. I had the Stabman.
The Stabman.
I've traveled across many planes, many realms. I know there's another group out there searching.
Just one that you know of.
Just one. I was only able to find you because both groups were close enough together that the signature was strong enough.
Well,
Or at least I think it's the other group.
all right. Well,
the group, though. Never mind.
yeah, we have met the other group. We were close together.
Not what I was about to ask.
How is the other group? Are they good people? Do they seem to believe Katarina and Yuri?
They seem capable, and I'm pretty sure they doubt.
Well, it's hard to assess character, but they seem smart enough to be. Words English, come on, skeptically inclined.
And what's with the young one, River? Is she still alive?
Yes.
In this, the last one we were, a place we were, she is, though. Aspersions have been cast on the soundness of her mind by Katerina, which, well, doesn't mean much.
While we're all being open and honest, you said you were trying to locate us. What? So, are you trying to end this cycle, or what stakes do you have in this game?
My stakes? Peace. Maybe I'll be able to finally retire and sail the seas.
That sounds nice. Well, uh,
Does she seem genuine, knowing that I have no chance of actually figuring it out?
She does.
Well,
if they're still alive, their last time I heard, the other group was going to the Isle of Trials.
though the realm that they are in and the time would be a bit harder to say. The nature of this game and all.
Uh, well, at least I know where they're at. Also, the Isle of Trials is a name I haven't heard in 500 years. Since
Yeah,
I decided to take it with a group of adventurers, and sadly, though most of them died, we passed.
well, they were sent there by Katarina, so could be a trap as well.
Uh, I think with Katerina, the question is what kind of trap and what kind of lie one was told, not what one was told or what truth one was told.
Yes. Katerina speaks mostly of lies. There is some truth in her voice. Though, be cautious around her. She will try to unknowingly probe your mind. Like you tried, young one.
I hope there are no hard feelings.
I'm just glad you're not insane. My mind is a dangerous place.
Well, it still seemed like a risk worth taking to figure out, or try to figure out a few things.
Yes. I traveled with one at one point for a while, like yourself. She sang a good song.
Well, sounds interesting.
Though the little one that ran with us was an interesting fella. Tended to
And what?
paint my clothes with blood. Unintentionally sometimes. But still, I don't mind the blood.
Well, opinions on that are going to differ. I'd rather keep mine clean.
So, what kind of other kind of information uh, are we likely uh, being fed misinformation about?
Everything with the orbs.
I was going to ask, since I was, well, it is to be assumed that other than what you've confirmed, releasing that entity, what other effects will, and granting a wish, whatever other effects are to be expected? Does it hold, as it held the power to split the realms, will it hold the power to affect them in a similarly significant way?
If you're asking if they can be brought back together, the answer is yes. It would be catastrophic.
Good to know.
The amount of lives lost.
So the whole game plan that Katarina tried to cook up and say, at least to us, of trying to merge the realms and everything, is a death wish.
What percentage did she tell you would survive?
Like, I think 10%.
I think it was more than that. Serene will probably remember it's been a couple of
25.
months for us.
Yeah.
25%.
Yeah, 75% would be lost. 25 would survive.
And sorry, it's been some time, and well, being a bit late in the day right now. What was her reasoning behind reuniting the realms again?
To end suffering.
Ah,
Remember rightly, I told you it was to end suffering. Her numbers are askew. It wouldn't destroy 75%. Because if it only destroyed 75%, the remerged realms wouldn't be able to support it. It's closer to 95% would be killed.
That way, yeah, because if 25% from every realm
yes.
survived, it would have a massive overlap.
Yes. Well, it would lead to the most of the rest dying after.
The realms have adapted and changed. The timelines have adapted and changed. You see, you're not from this timeline.
No.
Kind of gathered that.
Your timeline, there was peace. Wasn't there? There was your small skirmishes and your small...
There was still work for people of combat, but yes.
And still, well, people being there, same unimpressive, prejudiced selves, but it was quiet.
Yes. Be leery of delirium.
What is that? Is that the substance that we came into contact with in there?
We were told about delirium by the other group.
I thought we didn't know that word.
No, Quincy and Serene were told about it.
Alright.
Oh, should have. We should have mentioned that further. It's her warning is reasonable. It's. Would you happen to know its any greater significance?
Yes. When the other groups started out, their first job was to recover it. Send it back to the Jewel Arcanum. But it wasn't the Jewel Arcanum that wanted it. It was Yuri and Katarina. It is a powerful substance. The armor, the silver metal embedded in it, if worked right by a master blacksmith, can be turned into very strong armor. Including armor for mages.
Serene's tail perks up.
It's not the strongest, but it's enough to protect the heart and the neck.
But we still should avoid the stuff.
Yes. You know that feeling that you had? How you couldn't stop yourself?
Yeah.
That was just a taste of the entity that sent it. I do not dare speak its name.
Might I ask, is that entity's name hard to pronounce?
It is, but it's also, when you call out, doesn't matter how little you put into it, it will start watching you.
Of course, just curious, as we've come across from unreliable sources such a name of similar import. Though it might probably be a different one.
Yes. I will tell you, it is strong with desire. There are others out there. Different colors of delirium. Each one embedded with the will of the one who sent it.
Well, to circle back, what would your preferred play be? The orbs brought together release the end of worlds and whatever one might call it, and could catastrophically re-merge the realms, but why bring the orbs together then? Other than just hunger or greed for the artifact?
Because the realms are shifting and colliding.
So you would see a way to use them to stabilize?
Yes.
Our realms.
The Ender of Worlds is awakening. To bring them together and to kill the Ender of Worlds will stabilize it. It won't stabilize forever. Maybe 500,000-600,000 years.
That sounds pretty good to me. No offense, I don't know your age, but I would hope that might give you some peace of mind as well.
I will be very old by the time that happens. But keep up with the other group. Keep in touch with them. Do you have a way to contact them?
We do.
Can you contact them? If you can contact them for me now, I can get locked into their location.
To talk to them.
To talk to them.
Inside check? It feels obligatory that Serene would regard her intentions Though I know he can't figure it out because he'd need to roll pretty high to beat any deception Ari can put out.
The
Does she seem truthful about that intention?
she does.
Looking to the others. Should that be all right, Quincy? Mentally?
I think so.
Well,
We put all our cards on the table, and
well,
nothing's really.
doesn't seem much purpose. There doesn't seem to be much purpose in any obfuscation. Just so that the other group knows it, should they ask. On my head be it that
Let them know
I
a
gave the
friend
opportunity.
wishes to speak with them.
A question for the phrasing. How likely would it be that Katerina or Lady Yuri could, well, listen in on our little whispers with them?
There is a chance. There's always a chance. But if you are going point to point to them, assuming they are on the same realm, which it doesn't sound like they are.
Even then, the time would be a difference.
The
I doubt it.
time is... Oh, the time doesn't matter. It's the
Well.
realms.
The communication method is point to point, nonetheless.
Yes.
Well then, sending stone message to Tarzal, mentally spoken via telepathy. Well, to good fortune, I keep mixing up names. Serene
It's okay.
doesn't know
I play a
anyone but good
changeling.
fortune.
Everything's sideways.
Yeah. Apologies. Sorry, I need to count. Apologies, good fortune. A slight indiscretion on my part. A friend wishes to contact you as well. She has gifts of words to offer. Should be helpful.
And just so you know, Taza will get this right after after the dragon trial. The trial with the dragon. So right before he puts a ring on it.
The dragon turtle?
Yes. So right before you put
Okay.
the ring on it.
Okay. I need to check how the sending spell works.
25
You
or
get
less
to answer
words.
25 or less.
I'm talking about targeting.
About what?
Targeting.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Because if Hazel doesn't know who Ari is, then I can't contact her.
no, but you can answer Serene.
Yes.
And quick question: can I only send words per it, or what I can communicate? Because I can communicate pictures.
Technically,
by
sending has
telepathy.
a verbal component.
Yes.
Would my telepathy count as speech for that purpose of a sending spell? Probably not, right?
No.
All right.
But you cannot
Very
send
fair.
pictures.
Very fair.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
Let's
So
see.
no
It
Snapchat.
has to be 25 words or less to a creature with which I am familiar, or the caster
And
is familiar.
as a point of order, we're using sending stones because they're from point to point without the stipulation of a 5% chance of failing or hitting a chance of hitting somebody else in your realm, that is that realm's version of someone, because they're stone to stone. If you just send a sending spell, it'll arrive somewhere.
Yep.
How does Dream work? Do I have to be on the same plane as Dream?
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be on the same plane. Damn it.
So you can answer Serene 25 words, and then we can keep pinging back and forth, and we can start spreading around more sending stones. But
Well, I'm trying to think of a better better communication device.
2 sending stones?
What's better than 1 sending stone? 2 sending stones!
Yes, but yeah, Tazo will get the message. What Tazo says back doesn't matter. It's more of a hey, somebody else wants to talk to you.
Please hold the line.
Yeah.
Your sending message cannot be completed as incanted. This dimensional vortex is no longer in operation. Please leave a message after the squash. Interdimensional texting, Morty. That's all it is, Morty. Interdimensional texting, Morty.
Well, you get everything you need from that use the stone, miss?
Also, this is a great way to give that couple-minute pause that Tazo had during that time. While everyone else was hooting and hollering.
I think Scry also requires the same plane, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I have wonderful methods of communications as long as we're on the same plane. The moment we're no longer on the same plane, things get iffy.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, guess what? If my orb is actually white, or if the power we think it has is the same, I can declare a realm.
Yep. Then again, Serene and Quincy might have gotten a peek at a realm map, but how accurate, how complete that is, and how many realms you know. But that is quite a good orb to have. Primary or not.
As long as it works this way. Speaking of, so the one that I have here, Miss Ari, is, I'm guessing, since it's not one of the colors we knew of, it's a secondary orb.
May I? She kind of holds her hands out for you to see.
I will try to give it to her. Can I?
She reach out and you hand it to her. You kind of set it in her hand, and you kind of take your hand away. Your hand just pops right off.
Huh.
And a question. Would you be willing to share what you know of the nature of the different orbs and the colors known, as I doubt that we received a comprehensive account?
Yes, and she will explain the list that you were given as being true.
Awesome. Awesome.
As she hands you back your orb, Eisen, she looks at you and goes, "This indeed is a secondary orb. I do not know how long its recharge is, but I do know that it is a very powerful one.
Okay.
In the sense that it will take you to a random plane, a random realm, at a random time.
Oh,
So it is completely random.
It is 100% random.
is the location on the realm random?
It is.
So it is an offshoot of the light blue orb.
Yes. You will always you will always end up on land or close enough to it that you can swim. You may make a bit of a splash, but
Yeah, so you won't get splashed into, let's say, a river of lava or anything like that, will you?
no.
You can swim.
Also, you don't can't swim in lava because density. You float. Well, you smack onto it like concrete.
Not according to the rule book.
Really? Interesting.
Yes. But I thank you. She'll kind of reach into her bag and pull out a what you know immediately as a sending stone and hands it to you, Serene.
Thank you. That will be quite useful.
This one is slightly different than the ones you're used to.
Oh.
With this, because I may not be able to get back to you right away. But with this one, you will have up to a day to answer. Up to 24 hours. I'll admit, that little kobold was really smart when it came to things of magic.
You think,
Non-canon, by the way.
you think you could, I don't know, go back?
I'm already writing Barrel's dream.
Any way you can get him to alter it to be able to do more words or something?
I haven't seen him in, well, nigh on 60 years since he left this world in peace.
Like that's ever gonna happen?
What do you mean by that?
Nothing.
It means prepare to go out in a blaze of glory.
Or barrel ever resting? Not 100%.
He lived a long and full life, killing pirates, fighting for captaincy over a ship.
Ain't my in Michael's game ain't much of a fight. It's mine. Nah.
Yes. But with that, I should let you get back. Be careful out there.
I want to tap Eisen
Much appreciated.
on the arm
Hmm?
and kind of get Ari's attention really quickly and then copy Serene's voice. Metallic shining object underneath the bed and kind of like indicate we're trying to find out who did this.
Yes. Our friend here, we were able to, we were bringing refugees from Drakenlock, from the whole disaster, and somehow, someway, someone slipped into the hotel room and slit all of their throats. That was the weapon I showed you before. Was what we found. I can show again real quick.
Curious. I will contact some people. Make sure I'm giving the right name. I will get a hold of my contacts in the Spectre Solutions and see if they know.
Thank you.
Yes. Quincy,
Yes.
please roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
And now, out of left field.
Completely out of left field.
Okay.
Simple farmer, too powerful for vampire's seduction.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Hmm?
Doesn't feel anything happen either, or attempt to happen.
I gotta double check. Do people know when you use when you try to probe deeper with the detect thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Then yes, you
It
and
ends also if they succeed on the check, you lose the spell, unless you want to define it differently.
no, just making sure.
He is just blinking rapidly and kind of looking around, and then his eyes lock on Ari, and he's just like, "Hmm."
It's also, just to say it, wisdom check makes more sense, though technically it's a contested intelligence check.
Is it?
By rote, though we have been slightly the first one is a wisdom no, never mind, it was first a wisdom save and then a contested intelligence check to force them to think things.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Sorry, you've been quiet, young one.
I usually leave the talking to my friend for obvious reasons.
That is fair. Now, do you have any more questions for me? before I
Serene
head
would
back
have
to
a
work.
million. Serene would have a million. I, no thoughts head empty.
Where did you get so much gold?
Ah,
That you can just toss around 10, uh, 20 gold to rent a room for 1 hour, which I'm sure it's getting probably into a bit longer where you're going to have to pay double that.
oh,
She paid for 5 hours.
don't worry. I paid for 5 hours. We still have about an hour left.
Oh, holy shit.
Yes.
Well,
Anyone up for Settlers of Catan?
No. I've heard of
I
that.
can't say these words. I have no ability to say these words.
I am willing to give somebody a chance to beat me at Dragon's Chess.
Oh, Dragon's Chess, I'm not
I
proficient with that. What about a card game?
I would not be opposed to dragon chess, even though I am not an expert. A friendly round couldn't hurt.
That is fine. She kind of reaches in, pulls out, and sets a set of Dragon's Chess on the board. Black or white?
White.
Sorry, I just love the image of if you bring the orbs together, all realms and all people will die. I'm gonna wreck your ass in Dragon's Chess. Step up.
it's it's killing a bunch of monsters, world changing events. Does anybody want to play Gwent?
Yes.
Sir Witcher, a vampire has eaten my grandmother. Oh my god, that's terrible. Do you want to play Gwent?
Okay. Are you?
My wife is drowning.
Roll me a wisdom check.
Wisdom, not intelligence, or
Hey,
just a
word
check.
around Bellin is that you've got a
Yeah.
fat Gwent deck.
Ooh. You come very close to beating Ari,
Mm.
God damn.
but in the end,
Yep.
she makes a move that you weren't prepared for.
Well, quite impressive.
Ah, the legendary bump the board and move the pieces about maneuver.
No, she didn't sleight of hand.
The
No, that's
legendary
Raph's
Serena
thing.
has no proficiency and has probably played like once or twice, coming from a farm and all.
Yeah, she has proficiency in Dragon's Chess, which
Yeah.
is why she got the +5.
Yeah.
You
Well.
play well, but
Quite entertaining.
I must go. As for playing well, you may not have won, so I won't give you the full amount I plan to. But I gift you this. She reaches in. You can see she pulls out an orb and a bag. She kind of sets the bag on the table. Until we meet again, my friend. And you can see her concentrate on this orb for a second, and as you've seen before, smoke kind of billows around her. This
Sleight of hand to form the orb. Just kidding.
It's this pinkish smoke. And then she's gone.
Well, we didn't die. Seems like we got some good information. This day got a bit better.
There's a random bag. There's still the orb there, or did she use the orb?
She
No,
used
no,
the orb.
she used.
You could
Making
hear the
sure.
bag clang as she
Yeah.
set it on the table.
Yeah. Opening the bag, I'm going to do my best Caleb Widdergast impression and count it out. In Infernal instead of German.
Wait, did she just leave us a bag of money? Is that the assumption?
Yes. As you set it all out, you're able to count out 800 gold.
Slight
Oh,
heavy
God.
breathing from the wizard.
I'm sorry. I'm just imagining serene reflections kind of like scrolling up to the table. Yeah. Just.
Yep.
Just keeping a close eye, seeing Serene continue to pull things out of the bag. Like, no, is it never ending? What?
The wizard got 800 gold. 800 gold? What do you want with the 700 gold? In how many ways should we split these 600 gold?
One for Birdsong, one for Eisen, 100 for me.
But yes, to split it evenly is 200 gold each.
Yes. Serene would be that honest.
Yes.
If any of you want, your share would be 200, which is honestly a
Swipe.
godsend right now.
Quincy just swipe right into his bag.
Oh, I'm right behind him.
Birdsong, would you want some as well, or
Nodding yes and doing the hand motion nod as well for it.
okay, then Birdsong gets 200. Rat.
Oh no, it's not as though you would immediately get it all if you asked for it.
I know, but Serene's not even going to ask.
Also,
He would think it
I'm also
inappropriate.
just disappointed that I haven't had an opportunity to bring up the tea of restless, or what is it, watchful rest or whatever.
yeah.
You haven't offered. You have wizards in the past.
There hasn't been a good
Wrap it up.
instance to offer. There's no reason that she would think to
True.
go like, oh hey, by the way, I've got magic tea. What do you want?
Also,
I know.
the dragon chess set has been left behind.
Oh,
Swipe.
yeah, I would definitely like to start learning that.
Well, you can hang on if you want. You can hang on to it if you want.
Listen,
We're going to be
want to
trapped in
learn it, and
together
I want to
anyways.
I kind of want to learn dragon chess and use sleight of hand.
As you take your gold and you put it in the bag, whoever gets the dragon chess set puts it in their bag.
my Eisen.
Eisen or Serene.
Yes. Whoever.
Yeah.
You
can have
start to all hear something in your head. At first it's a small, like, buzzing. And then it starts to get louder and louder and louder. And then it turns from a buzzing to an ear-shattering scream.
Quincy is absolutely digging the heel of his palm into his ear. He is not liking this.
Yeah, I'll be
Trying to
searching for.
trying to strain mentally against it.
Originally like searching for, okay, where's this dang gnat or whatever, swatting around, like, is there a fly, like, oh my god, and just smacking my hands against my ears like, nope.
Then, as the screaming still continues, but even over the screaming you can hear in a voice, "You will not disobey me." As you recognize Lady Yuri's voice. And then,
I was almost.
yeah. And as you kind of all start to fall, especially you, Quincy, because you're kind of standing or sitting in the table off to the side. You just kind of fall to the ground, and as you do, the last thing you remember before it all goes black is the small black line that just opens up. As you fall in, everything fades to black for you. Dark vision doesn't work. And it feels like you're falling and falling and falling. And that is where we will end for tonight.
God damn.
I was sort of expecting it for a couple of sessions when Lady Yuri was going to throw a fit.
Yes. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone who came out tonight. Whether you stayed for the whole thing or was only here for a minute. But thank you all, and we will catch you hopefully back on Sundays on our normal time next week. Take care, and good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.